Hello everyone, so we are very zoomed in today. We are doing a tutorial. I'm going to kind of zoom through the face portion of the tutorial and what I used, and then we're going to get on with the eyes. This look was requested by a follower on my Instagram, and I am glad to redo the look because I actually really enjoy it. I think it's super simple and easy but has an impact with the eyes, and I'm using a very affordable palette from the drugstore. It's the Maybelline Nudes of New York palette, which I am very thrilled with. And so I'm going to show you how to do the look, walk you through the face products, and then kind of wrap it up. And I will be kind of sharing a little bit of a kind of, I don't know, my opinions, and just with this whole situation that we're dealing with in the world right now. I kind of put my input out there towards the end of the video, so you'll see that. But if you want to see how to do this entire look, then keep watching. The first thing I'm going to do is apply primer. This is the Smashbox Primerizer. I got this small little vial from one of my Sephora Play boxes a few months back, and I'm using my beauty sponge to apply it. I have dampened my sponge. This is the one that I got off of Amazon, their most highly rated beauty sponge. I did a video all on it, so if you're interested, check that video out. So for foundation today, I'm going to be using the Revlon Candid Photo Ready Foundation. And I have the shade number 150, I believe it's called Creme Brulee. And so I'm just going to be applying that. I use 2 pumps for my entire face. That formula is, or finish I should say, it's kind of natural. The coverage is more medium. It's a little bit more on the thinner side when you use a beauty sponge, so that's why I use 2 pumps to give me a little bit more coverage. And as you will see, here in a moment, I'm going to show you what I do to cover my trouble areas, which is my cheeks. Mostly my left side has some previous acne, hyperpigmentation marks that are pretty difficult to cover. So I am going to be mixing my foundation with a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape. The Tarte Shape Tape is full coverage, which is why I'm using it for this purpose of covering those marks. And I'm using just a big brush to apply product since it's such a large area that I need to cover. I used to go individually spot by spot, and that takes a long time to do, so I figured doing it this way is better. So I just apply the product and then blend out the edges with my sponge so it doesn't look so heavy and cakey. Then I'm going to use the Candid Concealer in the shade Fair as my concealer under my eyes. I've talked about this being one of my favorite concealers. It's my top 2 from the drugstore. It's beautiful coverage, looks great under the eyes, doesn't look heavy, cakey. It just is such a good formula. So I'm using the pointed side of the sponge to apply this, as you've seen me in many videos do. Nothing really special here. And then what I've been doing is applying just a small little dot of the Tarte Shape Tape. Since it is quite light, I got a shade that was too light. I try to match myself online, which never really works. So I ended up getting a shade that was too light for me to use like on my face, and it's really brightening for the under eye, so that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to set everything with the number 7 translucent powder. This is the loose one. I am testing out their pressed version, so I will keep you guys posted on that. But this is just a really basic translucent powder that has no color to it, and I'm using that to set the under eye and the spots that I covered on my cheeks. So for a little bit of glow, I'm using the E.L.F. Halo Glow powder. It comes with a sifter that you can actually twist and close so it doesn't make a mess. I wish that the bigger brands that charge so much more money can take note and do this as well. I think it saves a lot of product over time. And so I'm using a big fluffy brush from the Delium Tools brand to apply this all over. I literally take a bath in it. It's such a good powder. It has a soft, like ethereal glow. It's not extremely shimmery, and it's not obnoxious looking. It just makes your skin look healthy and vibrant. It's just a really great powder. And then for some bronzer, I'm using the Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade called Shady Biz. It is a matte finish, and it is a little bit on the warmer side, and I like applying this basically to my cheeks, up into the hairline, temples, over the nose, just kind of all over pretty much, just to kind of liven up my complexion. Since I did use quite a bit of foundation, I need a little color. I'm looking a little pasty here. Blush, I'm going to be using one of my old favorites. This is the Mineral Wear blush in the shade Natural from Physicians Formula. It's a matte finish, really nice soft pink color, and that's it for the entire face. Now I'm going to do the eye tutorial, but that will not be a voiceover, so I'm going to kind of share with you how I did my eyeshadows. Alright, so to create the look that I was wearing in my Amazon highly rated beauty sponge video, I used the Maybelline Nudes of New York palette, which looks like this. It's a bunch of warm tones, and I have been using this quite a bit actually because it's really good quality. So I'm going to start the look off by taking the color called Soloist, which is one of the lightest shades, and it is a matte finish. So I'm going to take that on a big fluffy brush, and this is going to go over my entire eyelids, from the lid all the way up to the brow bone. I did use some primer, the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Primer. And so for the crease, I mostly just used one eyeshadow, which was the color called Protector. And this one is also matte, and you can see it definitely has that lilac kind of purple, dusty mauve look to it. So I used a crease brush for that, and I just started applying this pretty heavily into my crease. So I started with a big fluffy brush, and then I gradually changed over to a more precise brush, but this one will lay down the color pretty well. And as you can see, they're pretty pigmented. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, the lighting isn't the best. It is a little gloomy. Plus, I am in this little nook here in my hallway that leads to all the bedrooms. And so I do need to get some like tabletop studio lights, and I do plan on making that change very, very soon. But in the grand scheme of what we're going through right now in the world, that seems so small in comparison to everything else. So just bear with me, because I just am taking this time to just stay home and spend time with my family, being that school's closed, the hubby's working from home for the next couple of weeks. So I'm just focusing on that, and the fact that we are thankfully still healthy and none of us have been exposed to anyone with the coronavirus. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just sort of building up this color, and I did go a little bit heavy with it last time. With the sunlight in my bathroom that day, had really good lighting. You probably couldn't see it as much as you would in like darker lighting, that it seems, as you can see, very smoky, kind of blown out. And if you really wanted to, you could just stop right here, because it's super simple. But I just kept adding until I got to the desired look that I wanted. And so then I did take that same color, and with a small detail brush, that one went on the lower lash line, and I started off pretty thick out here and gradually made it thinner as I moved into the inner corner. Now I also included a little bit of some dark colors for the lower lash line. So I'm going to use a little bit of this one called Self-Starter, which is a more cool tone brown. There's this one that's super warm tone, and this one is kind of warm with a plum, which I use as eyeliner a lot. But this one here is the cool one, so I'm going to add that as well. Same brush to my lower lash line. Whoa, that was too much. So I'm going to have to kind of work this back and forth. Oops. Don't go heavy-handed with these. Probably should be using a pencil-sized brush instead of a big crease brush. And I think I may have gone a little heavier today than I did in that video with the lower lash line. I made a little mistake by applying too much here on this eye, so unfortunately it's going to be a little bit darker. Alright, so for the lids, what I did was I mixed a few different shades. I have the Originator and Dreamer, which are the two lightest shimmery shades in the palette. The Originator is an ivory kind of golden-y shimmer, and then the Dreamer is more of a pinky champagne. So I just took an eyeshadow brush and kind of went back and forth into both of those and applied that to my lids just really quickly. And it added a nice little bit of sheen to the lid without being extremely shimmery. Now you could spray your brush and intensify the look, but these are actually really nice. It's got a really nice shimmer to them, and they apply very, very well. And then I'm going to take the same two shades and also Soloist, which is the first shade that we used, on the lids all the way up to the brow bone. I'm going to mix those three, and that's going to be the brow highlight. I'm just using the same brush, keeping it simple, and I'm just kind of dipping into the three pans and then applying. And taking a little bit more of that matte Soloist shade and going around here just to make sure that everything is really well cleaned. If you hear any banging noises, that is my daughter in her crib kicking the sound machine. We have the baby Einstein's machine that she got for Christmas, and it lights up, so she kicks the button and it turns on. And so when she's in there playing, she is kicking it, and you can hear it because it's, you know, a big old plastic thing with lights and sounds hanging onto the crib, and she'll kick it. So whenever she wakes up from her nap, that's how I know, because she starts kicking. So I don't have a clean brush, so I'm going to wipe off this pencil brush that I was using, and I'm going to go in with the Originator and Dreamer mix again, and this is going to go right into this inner corner. As you can see, it adds that really nice pop of color, and it just adds that brightness to the eye, which I love. Well, that one is a lot more intense than this eye. I'm a lot more intense today on my right side. What's going on here? Okay, so this is where the look kind of gets a little bit interesting, at least for me. I used the eyeshadows for eyeliner, and I have an angled brush. This is a really thin, precise one, and I'm using the shade called Voyager. And this one is a very warm brown with a very distinctive plum undertone. So that is what I used. I don't know, I've just been using this lately as my eyeliner, and I really do like it. And so that's what I did in that video. And I'm just going to follow the natural shape of my eye. I'm not doing anything super crazy or different. You could do liquid liner. I actually had to reorder mine because when I was doing my last tutorial, it actually flew out of the cap. I thought I had pressed it down, and it flew and fell onto the ground. And of course, I'm not going to put that on my eye. So I ordered one on the Target app, and it should be here soon. But a good liquid liner from the drugstore is the Maybelline the Hyper Easy. It's actually a very good liquid liner. And I think for the lower lash line, I want to blend this out just a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with my pencil brush and the shade called Creator, which is a warm tan shade. And it's this one right here. As you can see, it's quite warm, but it's perfect for blending out like the lower lash line just a little bit more. I'm going to use today the Maybelline the Falsies the Lash Lift Mascara. I used this for the first time in my last video that I posted, the eye look with the Pixie palette from the drugstore, and I just wasn't really wowed by it, but I'm going to use it because it's open and I need to complete the look with mascara. And as you can see, here's 2 coats, and I just don't feel like it gave me what Uncensored Exhibitionist does or L'Oreal Lash Paradise. So I'm going to finish this tube up, but I'm not wowed by it, and I wouldn't really recommend it, and I wouldn't repurchase either. Alright, so the only thing I have to do is highlighter and my lip products. So I didn't share the highlighter in the portion of the foundation routine, but I was using the CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner, the Hyper Glow. Been using this a lot lately. This is in the shade called Pearl Crush. Looks like that. Really, really pretty. And I'm using the Morphe Y14 brush, so it looks like a super-sized crease brush. So I use that to apply it, just kind of pick up the product. And then for lips, it's the same combo that I did in my last video, the KAB Cosmetics Teddy, which is a nude, and the Revlon Glass Shine Lipstick in Beaming Strawberry. These are the 2 that I've been wearing a lot lately, and I wore it in that video, my last video, and now in this video. This is my current go-to combo, so I'm going to apply these, and I'll be right back. Alright, so that completes the tutorial. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I actually really like this look, so I don't mind wearing this look very frequently. It's super, super easy, and I have been pleasantly surprised with the quality of the Nudes of New York palette. It's honestly something that caught my eye because I am huge into the warm tones, and I do kind of try to do things differently, but I always kind of come back to that because it's what I feel most comfortable wearing and it just works. And this is just definitely right up my alley. So thank you for being here and for taking the time to watch. I know that things are crazy right now in the world and it's kind of scary, and I am worried like everybody else, but hopefully with some positivity and doing the right thing, we can help bring this to an end so that we can live a little bit more in peace. I feel like everybody is on edge and wanting to stay home or should be staying home. So I hope that you are doing well. Hope that you, your loved ones, and those that you cherish the most are happy and healthy. Also think about your community and those around you. I know I'm getting on my little soapbox. I know things are kind of crazy when you go to the store. It's all empty and you're just feeling like the world is going to end. And I did a post on Instagram, so I honestly, or my Insta stories, I think that we should be mindful of what's happening, and when we purchase things to prepare for 2 weeks worth of quarantine, for me personally, I don't overdo it because I'm thinking about those. I'm thinking about the families that have children and the families that have mouths to feed, and just being mindful. I don't know. I just feel like I've seen some videos of people sharing what they purchased and how they're preparing, and it's like, it's a lot of stuff. And I get it. You know, if something were to happen where everything shuts down, you have to have enough to survive. And so I understand that. But again, just be mindful. And I honestly wish that I could do more. I wish that I could help as many people as possible with buying things. I mean, if I could, if I had the money to do that, I would most certainly do that. So anyways, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I hope that you guys are doing well. Stay safe. Hopefully this will, praying and crossing my fingers that this passes quickly and that we can kind of go back to just enjoying our lives again. So thank you so much for joining me and for being here during this difficult time. And if you are having a difficult time, we will get through this together. Positivity can go a long way, and prayer. Don't underestimate the power of prayer. And I will leave you with that. Have a fabulous day, weekend, wherever you are. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye-bye.